Oh, well, today is lemon water. You see, I ran into a lot of people today. And a lot of them seem to be battling with a fresh cold. The change of weather usually do that to people. So I have to build my wall, the protection against the cold virus. So I disinfected, get all my sanitizers. I usually have that. I don't ever walk without my sanitizers because sometimes it's rude when persons want to shake your hand, and so I would have to do that, and then I sanitize, because you don't know when people, what they do with their hands. A lot of persons use the toilet, the washroom on the road. They don't take advantage of washing their hands. A lot of men would just take out their dick and they would just urinate anywhere. When they're shaking, some of that stuff get on their hands, and that stuff dries off. The bacteria leaves there, then they come shaking your hand. So you have to be protected. So I'm always having my sanitizers. And I avoid, but today I had no choice, I had to. And so I thought, protection is better than cure. Protection is better than cure. This is the protection. Citrus, vitamin C, natural lemon water. You cut the lemon in half, or the lime, and you squeeze half of it in a few ounces of water. No sugar, no sodium. And you just sip. So if your lungs tend to trap some of the virus from the cold virus, then this will help to boost your immunity to fight against it, so it doesn't take over your body the next day. All right. Guyana needs a huge lemon with a lot of juice, so Guyana can cut it, squeeze it, and when the rain falls, just throw that natural juice in the water, the flood waters, for the Mohameds. And this is to protect other Guyanese from their virus. Because when the Mohameds walk through the flood waters, they're always filming. That's the new designation now. Yeah. He's the flood reporter. Extradition Mohamed is the flood reporter, looking for all the areas he can find some pool of water. Then he goes there with his phone camera and amplifies it and say, you see this gutter? This gutter used to be dry. This drain here, this gutter used to be dry. You can actually see the little patwa, the little fish that's swimming around. You can actually see them. Now look, rain falls, you can't see the patwa anymore. You can't see these little tadpole and these little fish anymore. It's Ali's fault. It's Irfan Ali's fault. So for us to protect ourselves from that virus they call Extradition Mohamed, Guyana needs a huge lemon to squeeze on that little fucker. Purge him from his stupidity. It's lemon juice. Welcome to Uncensored Guyana. If you haven't yet subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Just click on the subscribe button and let us rise. Let us grow and grow and grow and grow. So our channel, we can get large together. You are my precious gift. Make the Uncensored Guyana show the biggest show in this part of the world, in the Caribbean. I'm not greedy. I don't want to be the biggest platform globally. It's not possible. Unless somebody from the big donors come on board and say, hey, we're going to sponsor you. Then they can call YouTube and say, hey, push this program. But for now, you, the average citizen, the humble folks like you're the one who can make this possible. Just give me a few more subscribers. Click on the subscribe button, share the channel. Let me hear what you think. Your thoughts are important to me. I want to hear from you in the comments section. You see, yesterday I told you I would have taken a risk. It's a risk for me to talk about what I talked about yesterday. I took a gamble and I lost. Yep. I took a gamble and I lost. There are certain things you don't say online. Certain people's names you don't call online. You don't use their pictures, you don't use their image, you don't call their names. Because the algorithm is programmed that if anything negative is associated with these people's name or their image, the algorithm is going to slow your feed, duck your post, block your post. The algorithm will certainly do that. I took a gamble and I lost. What do you know? Now I know, now you know, if I decide not to talk about certain issues, it is for your good and my good. Let's leave things as they are. And the relevant people who have the means to talk about these things, let them talk about it. It's not worth it for me to talk about it. Okay. Let's put this away. But at the end of the day, we're here to talk about what's important to Guyana and Guyanese. And what is important to Guyana and Guyanese is to get rid of the parasite we call the accidental opposition leader in the unfortunate person of Extradition Mohammed. What a disaster for his mother. A compliment to his father's shell, but a disaster for his mother. Boy, when Mother's Day comes around, I wonder what she's thinking. I should have had 3 daughters. At least you know what to expect from them. Like what Hannah is doing. She's living up to her potentials. So it's not a disappointment with a daughter like Hannah, a low life like Hannah. You raise with money, you become a bitch. You fuck around. Parents would expect that from rich girls. They are bored. There's nothing else that they can do for excitement. They're fucking bored. So what they do? They're freak. They get their freak on. They have a threesome. Not 2 guys. Threesome as in 3 guys. And them. One in the mouth, one in the pussy, and one in the ass. That's what the rich girls do. And then they come on social media and pretend to be decent. But you see, there's a definition of what's decent. Decency is the same like beauty. It goes together. Beautiful people are decent. Ugly people are indecent. And what is ugliness? Ugliness is something that is hideous, unpleasant to look upon. You frown when you see it. You turn away. That's ugliness. Indecency is the same. Indecency is the fact where Nothing good comes from people like that. So all you can do is to want them to just go where they have to go. Just get the fuck out. That's what they do. Anyway, this is Uncensored Guyana Show. And I'm Dr. L. Prasad. Well, before I get to your business, let me talk a bit about my business. And my business, like I said before, one of the greatest things I've done in the recent past is to establish, legitimize, and to bring public the Durga Foundation that I've been a part of for a long time. Properly structured and organized to gain its rightful legitimacy, the Durga Foundation. And like every other thing that would have its challenges, the Durga Foundation do have a lot of challenges, you know. And like I said before, it's about the name, it's about me, it is what it is. So I endeavor to do what I need to do. And this is why I've decided to invest the necessary resources to complete all the manuscripts and to let it pass quality standard and pass whatever international standards so that Amazon can recognize its potential and decided to publish it. So all the books are available on Amazon.com, and the one to complete the series, which is volume 8, because I said before, it's an 8-part series, has been approved of and been online, been live for a while. But I received my complimentary copy today. This is what it looks like. And because it's the final edition of the 8-part series, Prince Ali and the President, it's kind of big, it's kind of thick. But there's a lot of information contained in this book. It's a work that I've been busy with for a long time. You see, what I do, I write a lot. And part of therapy for me is that I make notes of everything. I don't have the convenience of a wide social circle. You know, you hang out and then you chill with the guys and you have a few beers and then you talk about stuff you discuss. I don't have that. I never had it. I'm what you call a loner, a one-man army, an antisocial. I've been always accused of being antisocial all my life. Oh, he's antisocial. He doesn't go to clubs. He doesn't go to parties. You can't invite that guy. He wouldn't come. Yeah, it's just who I am. As a kid, whenever they have Christmas parties at the schools, they always have an issue with me showing up. For me to show up to a Christmas party, my mother has to be there. If she ain't going, I ain't going. And when she's there, I'm always at her side. Wherever she sits, I sit. Whoever she talks to, I talk to. So I'm always in the company of adults because of my mother. And then my father, I grew up seeing him wherever he goes to have his dinner or lunch, he always have a book. He reads and he eats at the same time. Doesn't watch television, doesn't listen to the radio, don't play music. He's on the table or on the couch, eating and reading. That's the image I saw growing up. And the books my father had were very thick books. One of the things I shared with someone is that there were incidents whenever I screw up. You know, a complaint is made against me as a kid. And my father would give me a choice. He said, I want you to write an essay as to why I shouldn't whoop your ass. Explain to me in a letter, in an essay, why I shouldn't beat you for what you did. And if I'm satisfied with your explanation, I'll give you a break. But I don't want you to tell me. Write it. So that programming came early. So whenever I have an issue, instead of lashing out on people, I kept a journal. Instead of attacking and fighting and so with people, I just would, in my quiet moments, take a a blank paper or a book where I can find and I make notes. All the years I make notes until I realized that maybe I should put them together, structure them, title them, and just produce books. I've done so 2016, and due to divorce settlement, I've lost the rights to those books, but it's fine. This time it's more protected. So these books now takes a different path. And this is all about reconstructing, for me, reconstructing society. The objective, especially for this last one here, it is 50 Shades of Black. 50 Shades of Black, Journey to the First Class Male. And every chapter explains and documents the journey from preconception to during pregnancy to postnatal. Everything I try to use my experience with research to see how best I can add towards the reformation of society. I can't just cuss the black man. I can't just call the black man out for what he's doing. I have to contribute to how I can help to make a difference in the lives of the typical Afro, whether it's Guyanese or whoever it is, but the black man. So to all the critics who think all I do is cuss black people, badmouth black people, no. That's why I invite you. I invite you. Get a copy of any of the books, especially this one. And yes, it is thick. It is thick. I get it. It turns people off. Too much reading. But it's worth it. You can just select the chapters you want to read based on the title, and you read accordingly. But read the books, and you'll understand. For all the threats you keep making against me, for all the boycott you keep calling for people to boycott me, for all the persecution I face because you think I am pro-Indian, anti-black, I hate black people, I hate this, read the book. I've said it before on many occasions, and if you had paid attention, all the things I recorded in my 8 books, this series, I've been saying it on my show, live. I've been saying it. I just recorded it. The best thing the black man can do for himself is to stop hating himself first. Stop hating himself first. Secondly, look at the other races, and in this context, the Indo-Guyanese, look at the Indo-Guyanese and ask the question, how can I be better? How can I be better? Don't project hate on the Indo-Guyanese. Don't project animosity, violence against the Indo-Guyanese. Ask the question. He's a human being like I. We are both born in this our country. We went to the same schools. We have access to the same resources. Why is it then that he seemed to excel and the black man isn't? Study your Indian brother. Investigate your Indian brother. Ask questions. And as far as I know, from my personal experience, there is never a time where an Indo-Guyanese attempt to prevent a black man from succeeding, conspire to destroy the progress of a black man. Never. I have no record, no instance where that has ever happened. It's quite the contrary. My books were completed and published because Indo-Guyanese stood behind me. When I wanted to quit, I said, you know what? I have a lot of issues. I need to deal with a lot of things. I have to budget money for other things. One of the things they said is that whatever you need to finish your books, publish your books, let's see how we can help. They didn't think that, oh no, Dr. Prasad is going to publishes books, and maybe he becomes more famous and great and a legend and recognized, and I can't allow a black man to get that status. No, that didn't cross their mind. They wanted to be a part of the engine. They want to say that we had a hand in making that man great. And we are proud and happy to do it. And we'll do it all over again. They didn't try to break me. They pushed me. I told a lot of you I'm dealing with some issues. So I was not prepared to complete volume 8. The manuscript was there. It was too much pressure. Indo-Guyanese reach out to me and say, hey, send me the manuscript. Don't put yourself, send me the manuscript. I have some people in the system. Let's see, we can work on it, try to do whatever, final editing, whatever it is. You don't have to pay. We'll just do what we can do. They're the reason why this is completed. So I'm speaking from experience. So when I encourage the Afro-Guyanese, if you want to be great and you realize that living based on your culture, based on your leaders, based on whatever example you think you need to embrace as a black man, living all your life trying to emulate that, where did it get you? Nowhere. Change course. Forget about these so-called leaders, these so-called influencers, these so-called image creators who tell you be pro-black or promote Africa, promote this. Forget about that for a change. Try something else. If living as a black man didn't help you, try living as an Indian. Try living as an Indian. What do you have to lose? What do you have to lose? Nothing. This is what I've explained, not as I just talked about it. This is raw. In a more structured way, I've explained that in the book, 50 Shades of Black. It's all positive. From shade 1 to shade 50. When you reach shade 50, you are a first-class male. And Guyana, under the Ali regime, under what President Ali is trying to achieve and what he's building, first-class citizens is what's needed. You can't have a ghetto mentality to try to appreciate the modernization of the country right now. You can't. They're going to destroy it. They're going to destroy it. They're going to drive and damage the roads. They're going to vandalize public infrastructure. They're going to fight each other, brawl, and all kinds of stuff in public because they can't appreciate it. So you have to create first-class citizens in order for them to appreciate what the Ali regime is trying to do for Guyana. When foreigners come to Guyana from other countries, it's not that they're first-class citizens, but they adapt to the country they come to meet. They want you to think that they're used to that environment that Guyana is now progressing towards. So they behave a certain way. When you see them, you think, wow, these people are used to this lifestyle. No, many of them are not. But they imitate the falsity of first-class citizens. So it made their country, from whence they came, look good. What I'm trying to do in this book here is to help my fellow citizens to let's raise the bar. So wherever we are as Guyanese, people understand they come from a land that produces first-class citizens. Hence the name of the book, the title, 50 Shades of Black, a personal account series, Prince Ali and the President, Volume 8. Get your copy on Amazon.com. I'll read something from it since this is, before we get into the meat of the show. Let me read the dedication. I dedicated this book to the fathers who stayed. You know, we had Father's Day. All the men who stuck around and tried to have a hand in the molding and shaping of the seed that they produced. This is dedicated to them. To the fathers who sacrificed sleep, comfort, personal ambition so their children could have a better future. To the mothers who carried life, nurtured character, and planted the first seeds of greatness in the hearts of their sons. To the teachers, coaches, mentors, pastors, community leaders who stepped forward when guidance was needed most. To the future, to every young man searching for purpose in a world filled with distractions. And to the future generation of first-class males who will build stronger families, stronger communities, stronger nations, and a better humanity. May this book serve as a compass. May character become your crown. May responsibility become your strength. May legacy become your reward. This book I dedicate to you. In the future, we'll be taking bits and pieces of it, but this is the final copy, volume, Prince Ali and the President, volume 8, 50 Shades of Black, Journey to the First Class Male. Oh, the image there, this is my last son. This is my son, and this is me. At the back of the cover, this is my father, my late father, and this is me as a boy. Now, we know that one of these days we shall hear from the CCJ regarding the Mohameds' certain fate. Certain fate. F-A-T-E, which is what day they shall be extradited. Mohammed can walk around, push whatever rhetoric, propaganda that he can, seeming to be invincible. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. At the end of the day, the schedule that was leaked from sources that I'm familiar with, the CCJ has to pronounce their verdict before July. So this is the last week, so to speak. Sometime in the new week, we shall hear from the CCJ. And from the borders of the case, we understand that they can't, absolutely not, rule against the extradition. They can't do that. It's impossible. The most we can hear to prolong this thing is that they will come back on their call the case again to say that there are some technical issues that needs to be addressed. So they are calling the government side and the defense for further deliberation. They have not reached a unanimous decision regarding the case. That's the most they can come with. Therefore, they have to go back. The jury has to go back to deliberate for another 3 months on the case, which I also don't see happening. It is too obvious. If the CCJ come back and say that I've just said, it is too obvious that they're trying to stall this thing. They're trying to prevent the extradition, and they're doing this in favor of the Mohammeds, who are not their clients. It is too obvious. So however we twist it, whatever scenario we can envision that they can employ to prolong this thing can't happen. Wouldn't happen because it's too obvious. They have to rule on the case. The second thing that they can do is to send it back to Judge Judy to say, yes, the case has merit. Therefore, it can continue. They would not say their decision is final, that the Mohammeds must be extradited. They wouldn't come to that. Because this whole thing is to prolong this case. And since they cannot prolong it further at the CCJ, they're going to refer it back to Judy. And there's where it will prolong for a few more months at Judge Judy. That's the best case scenario for the Mohammeds. It's becoming a habit now. I talk a few words and I'm sipping. I don't need to do it. I don't know why I do it. Because the cup is close. Let me put it far. Then I can't see it. See, that's how you deal with habits. You have to be disciplined and strong and resist it. Yeah. Like I was saying, it tastes good. I wouldn't want to resist lemon juice. It tastes good. So the Mohammeds gallivanting around, using hoses to fill little potholes, then to say, oh, the government is not taking care of infrastructure. Where is all the money going? Oh, the billions of dollars, Guyana dollars. Where is the money going? Bishop Edgel, did you use the money to build houses for your children? Did you lend money or give money to, what's her name? Rodriguez? Where did the money go, Bishop? All these potholes, these roads falling apart, these mud dams that the Amerindians can't get proper roads to walk on. Billions in infrastructure money. The entire budget of the government is 1 trillion plus. There is no project to date, infrastructure project, not even the gas to energy project, that exceeds 191 billion. None. No project. So Azruddin Mohammed, you are still the only man. You are still the only man in Guyana's history who has robbed the country 191 billion Guyana dollars. If you put all the corrupt governments, as you say, together and all the money they are accused of stealing from the state, to date, if you put all of them together, oh, they can't, they're far. The money they are accused of stealing from the state, from the Guyanese people, PPP, PNC, AFC, the time when they, from independence, the 60 years of local rule, all the monies that you can say that was not accounted for, that politicians or government officials or presidents embezzled or stole from the taxpayers, it ain't amount to 100 billion. It's far from that. And you still can't prove any of it. But you, Azruddin, you single-handedly stole 191 billion in less than 10 years. Less than 10 years. You stole that money. So who's the biggest criminal? Huh? That's the reason why you are awaiting the CCJ ruling, so you can get your ass to federal prison. That's one of the reasons why. Which other government official under President Irfan Ali is awaiting trial for extradition? Which one? Who is before the courts for stealing from taxpayers, for gun charges, conspiracy to commit murder, wire fraud, money laundering, drug trafficking? Who? You are the only one before the local court and the international court for the very crimes you are trying to pin on innocent government ministers. I want to repeat, and I want to emphasize emphatically. In the history of politics and government in Guyana, no politician, not even the demon king himself, with all the money he has and accused of putting to Swiss bank and all those kinds of stuff, it ain't amount to 191 billion. And they had decades and generations to steal. You did it in 10 years. You should be really, in a practical sense, Azrudin, the last person to even consider the thought of accusing somebody else of corruption. The last person. But those people that you are faking it with again, I want to see them come out and protest for you in a few weeks. All them cheap hampers that you're giving out, you're buying expired goods and shipping it to Guyana, and you're distributing it to unsuspecting poor people. I want them to jerk you off for that. I want to see who will come out and protest for you when the FBI and the Guyana police force go to arrest your dumbass to put you on the plane. I want to see who will. What will happen? Your sister will have a gangbang session, an orgy, to see she can bribe all the officers to leave her brother alone. She just got one pussy. There is a program that is out on one of the channels, 1,000 Men and Me, where this prostitute fucked 1,000 guys, and she documented it. She lived to tell. But that's a white woman. A lot of things are possible with them. Henna is just an Indo-Guyanese American citizen. I guess Trump didn't hear about her yet, who made kids to get American citizenship. Maybe ICE didn't get her address yet, or possibly the money is long. Oh yes, she's married to a white Russian. Privilege, white privilege. Don't touch the man's wife. He's white, remember? His wife is Indian, but he's white. His children are white. Leave them, don't touch them, they're white. So let's see how much begging she will do for you. In a few weeks, maybe she has to come with a thong to protest her brother's incarceration. She comes with a thong, you know, these thong they use, and they use these kind of silky material, these black silky material. So when you focus the camera with the lights, you can see right through. Maybe she will wear that next, when she's coming out to say, PPP persecution for my brother. This is political persecution because my brother is the only one who can fight for the people. He is the only one who stands up for the poor people of Guyana. We understand the poor people's pain. So look at what the PPP is doing to my brother. She has to wear that now when she's trying to get attention. And then she'll have a long train line of men trying to console her. And they'll just run a train and say, okay, darling, let's get this over with, and then we'll go protest. The difference is, Henna, that documentary, 1,000 Men and Me, those are white men. In Guyana, you got some real thugs there. Oh, real thugs. Ask Dexter Todd. Ask Dexter Todd. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll address you the way you prefer to be addressed. Dr. Dexter Todd, the head of the PNC. And he will tell you that Guyanese men are rough. Rough. So you can't have Guyanese men running a train on your ass, Hannah. You got to let the Russian guy get some of those European men. But this is about a case in Guyana, so you need Guyanese men to come out and protest for your brother. But this is a verdict that will be coming out anytime. So in the meantime, let's celebrate the achievement of the Mohameds. I'll give him that much. Highlighting floods, drains overflowing, persons who live at the low-lying areas. When it rains, you know, the sea level rises, the drains cannot take on the amount of rainfall, so it runs back into people's house. Something that has been happening since I'm a kid. Since before the massacre, people's homes were flooding. Matter of fact, they had issues with the British. That's one of the things they were fighting for independence for. The British weren't doing anything to stop the flooding. So the British said, okay, fine, you guys have a better idea. Take the country. Stop the flooding. 60 years after, they're still complaining about fucking flooding. Mohammed is giving out ampers to people in flooding areas. We give ampers out, as in me, the Doga Foundation, every month. We ain't waiting for floods. Every month, we give ampers out. Do you see me posting it? Bragging about it? I don't do that. I respect people's privacy. We're not capitalizing on that for nothing. You continue to cash in on people's vulnerability to always receive. If they realize they can play dead and get you to donate your blood, what you don't have, to them, they'll play dead. If they realize that if they cry foul and hunger, you're going to shop a whole month ration for them, they'll do that. Whatever it takes for people to capitalize and abuse whatever nature you have, they will do that. It doesn't mean they have a need. It means they see an opportunity to exploit avenues to get what they want. Even if it means coming and lying and faking a story to say they're starved, they're homeless. You don't investigate their story as to the history of bringing them there. You see an opportunity, it's Ali's fault. A man living in his car or some abandoned car, it's Ali's fault. Floods in some neighborhood, it's Ali's fault. Like I said, those situations have always been there. But because Guyana is earning some oil money, miracles need to happen, as in the entire infrastructure needs to be reimagined without actually doing some work, where no matter if it's a hurricane or a storm that lasts for days, you shouldn't see an inch of water on the roadways because oil is being pumped and monies are being earned. Well, the idiots would have that perception. And sadly, the people that get this kind of attention from the Mohammeds are idiots who exploit any little thing they can get, any freeness they'll exploit. The Mohammeds highlighting so-called police abuse, calling for prayers for Guyana. You have a situation where a suspect is not humbled and composed following the police's order to take him into custody. At the station, he's resisting arrest, and the police is not using any force. One police officer trying to contain and subdue the suspect, one. And for that scene, you, Azradin, needs to post that on your wall with the caption, "Pray for Guyana," because a suspect is resisting arrest and the police is simply trying to put him in handcuffs at the police station. I mean, one police officer. He didn't beat him. He didn't use his weapon against him. He didn't verbally abuse the suspect. All he's trying to do is to contain, subdue the suspect. And you, Azradin, is asking people to pray for Guyana, and the curiosity in people trying to find out, pray for what? What's happening in Guyana that you need to pray for it? So for them to find out, they have to click on the video to see what this is all about, only to their disappointment that, shit, this is a man being arrested and fighting the police. This is what you want to pray for? That the police should not arrest people? Or that people should be allowed to beat the police? Or criminals or suspects should walk free and come whenever they feel like, if they feel like, surrendering themselves? That's what he's calling for prayers, to help suspects or criminals get away with their crimes. Pray to make police officers stupid, blind, and dumb, so they will not obey orders, they will not arrest people, they will not do their jobs. Imagine that's what your opposition leader, the accidental, fugitive, soon to be extradited opposition leader, is asking Guyanese to do. Why didn't he call for prayers when the criminals continuously kill people, hunt them down, rob the Chinese, rob the Indians, rob decent Afro-Guyanese, vandalize, loot? Why never call for prayers? Why not? He wouldn't. Because those cases directly involve black people. Black people. This is a case where an Indo-Guyanese suspect is being placed under arrest by a black police officer. And Azradin thought it best to highlight that particular case. And you niggas think he likes you? You think he likes you? The man is continually showing you that he don't give a fuck about you niggas. He don't give a fuck about you. The India situation with the 38 men, he poured his heart out for his own kind. And a simple thing as an Indo-Guyanese man resisting arrest from a law enforcement officer, regardless of what the person's ethnicity is. When you are in a police uniform, you are a police officer. You're not a black police officer, an Indian police officer, or Chinese. You are a police officer. But he had to punctuate a black police officer abusing an Indian suspect. So we need to pray for Guyana, because them niggas are killing the Indians. Even the police officers. And you black people think this guy gives a fuck about you? He's making it absolutely clear. Look at the people who got the hampers. Look at the people who received the hampers from the Mohameds. Look at the ethnicity. Go through his page to the time when they were building houses years ago, and look at the racial demographic of the people who received houses from the Mohameds. Pay attention to that. And you people are still putting your neck on the line for that racist bastard? You're still putting your neck on the line for Muhammad? The man is worse than his father. At least his father told the Afro-Guyanese he hates them with his words. But the son is demonstrating by his actions that he hates black people. He's demonstrating that. And you people would still not learn? Forget the ones in the party. They need to get their handouts. They're not going to step aside right now because it means they will give up all of their privileges being in the parliament. They wouldn't do that. But the rest of you, what's in it for you? What? You think he'll be president and help you? If he's not helping you as opposition leader, you think he'll do it as president? You see what he does with your case? He capitalizes on it. When they had the two persons who unfortunately drowned, he capitalized on that for political mileage. Then he insulted the other blacks who were there. But when it comes to people that don't look black, he puts his heart out for them. And they're not the ones who put him in the limelight. It was a black man who made him famous, Guyanese critic. And it's the black people who made him opposition leader. But those are the two, the critic and the Guyanese people are the ones he hates the most. Pay attention to that, folks, because the days are counting down when Muhammad is going to try to work and play on your emotions, to come out and protest for him, get shot for him, and die for him. Understand that this is the worst kind of human that you must ever even consider the possibilities of trying to help. He commit the crime, let him go and do his time. You need him out of the way so that your people, your sisters, can do the job of real opposition to the Ali government. The lovely lady Tabitha Haley, I'm sure she would fire Odessa Primus. Yeah, she can fire her. Figuratively. But she'll do a better job as opposition leader. Give her that opportunity. Don't give the Mohammeds your support. They commit the crime. They lived as kings and queens in their private jet, their private yachts, and their private whatever it is. They lived all their lives. Now is the time for you to understand that the rich cannot get away with their crimes. That justice is blind, and you break the law, you shall do the time. You need to understand that. Now, the other thing that was not trending, but we have this thing from the Dr. Todd, Dexter Todd. What's this thing about the PNC men and obesity? You had Mahi Paul and Todd and some other, they're ganging up and protesting for this man they call Gentle, because Gentle allegedly leaked information about sexual assault and human trafficking and pedophilia, and rich men in the PPP are abusing underage girls and all this kind of crap. But when you look at the image, you have Ganesha and Toddler and the others very unpleasantly looking. And they're talking about overweight men in the PPP. Look at them. These are men that want to set example to younger men. I don't know if it's that if that's the new sexy with gay men. I don't know if bisexual men like obese gay men that has these oversized belly and these sagging whatever. I don't know if that's a thing. But it seemed to be a thing with the PNC men. From the drunken Norton, the alcoholic, to Todd, to Mahi Paul, the whole group of them, they're getting fat. And they're in the opposition. You would think that they would be skinny, fit, as a sign of hardship in Guyana. No food, people are struggling, but look at them. And they want the world to think that Guyana is hard. They are in the opposition, and they're so miserably looking. They want the people in government to look worse. Dexter Todd, you're a lawyer. You defended a lot of criminals. You stood for all these gangsters and thugs who terrorize Indians and, of course, the Hindu religion, who rob Chinese and stuff. You stand up for those niggas. The other thing about you, Dexter Todd, is that the whole day you are on social media promoting Africa. You are running an opposition party. You want Guyanese, home and abroad, to think that the PNC represents national unity, all sides. But yet you, as a very key member of the PNC, a member of parliament, worse than Norton, you are on social media promoting Africanism, pro-blackness. This man from this coup leader, Ibrahim Traore, this dunderhead dunce from Africa, from Burkina Faso, that's starving his people, that betrayed his boss. He was a rookie, a pirate to his boss who took over from the previous president by a coup. And he betrayed that boss to become president himself. And that's the kind of man Dexter Todd idolizes. Man that stands for pain, division, racism, pro-blackness, hate the white man, send everybody else out of Africa. Africa is for black. And Dexter Todd, in a multi-ethnic, multiracial society as Guyana, wants the other races to think that he's concerned about unity in Guyana. I thought you should be smarter than that, Dexter Todd. And might you know, Dr. Todd, that Burkina Faso has no tolerance for homosexuals. Zero tolerance. Oh, they hung them there. The Africa that you are promoting, the African countries and leaders that you are celebrating, they have no patience or tolerance for gay niggas. They kill them there. So you need to think twice. Give it some extra thought, because you can't go to those countries. You can't go there. You need to straightify yourself, get a wife, get some children, get used to women, walk different, stand different, not divorce Mahi Paul. Then you can think about visiting Burkina Faso. Because in your current state, Dexter Todd, you may not even get a visa to go there. They'll tell you, brother, I don't think you should visit. You would say, why? I've always promoted Burkina Faso on my Facebook. I'm a fan of Ibrahim Traore. They will say, that's why. This is why. You are an embarrassment, man. All you motherfuckers from the PNC are an embarrassment. How can you try to talk about unity in a country when you're always talking pro-black, pro-black. All this is black people, black people, black people. Fuck the others. Black people, black people. Who will trust you? Nobody will trust you because they think, nah, these people want to get rid of the Indians. The same thing they've done in the PNC time, leading up to the 2015 elections, conspiring to have the U.S. Embassy just give visas to Indians, give them, let them leave, give them, to reduce the Indian voting population so that the PNC can stand a chance. It worked, didn't it? It worked because they got a chance for 5 years. But the same people who may have conspired to help the PNC regretted doing that. So they didn't help them again. They did not help them again. So Todd, you can make a difference as a lawyer. Change the laws. Pressure the government to change the laws to deal with people who commit crime against children or young women or whatever it is. Change the laws. Don't use it for politics. But while you're at that, bring back the death penalty. So even if these men who wants to abuse these women, and then you hear they're threatening the lives of these girls, if they talk, they're going to kill them. No, if they know that the death penalty is hanging over their heads, they wouldn't kill the girls. Matter of fact, they wouldn't even think about it. But coming out and thinking that the PPP has some agenda because of some low-life nigger from the PPP, gentle whoever it is, that leaked information about some pedophile ring in group chat and the police did nothing about it. It's always the police fault. Then the man was arrested because he came out and talked about it. Yeah, he should be. Because when you make a report, let the police do what they have to do. You don't take the law in your own hands. If you make a report that somebody is threatening you, it's there. But you go to the person's house and kill them. You're supposed to get what? Forgiveness from the law because you made a report that somebody's threatening you? And you had to act before they act? Because the police didn't go and arrest the person or kill the person, so you had to go kill the person? No, they're going to jail your ass for doing that. Then what? Dexter Todd will come and say, oh, this is unjust, this is unlawful. This person made a report that this person was threatening them, and they had a right to go kill the person because in anticipation of the person delivering on their threats, they have a right. So therefore, the law should not have. No, Todd. Gone are the days when you can use these situations for politics. You're going to get local government votes for this. While you got some views because of curious Guyanese who want to know who from the PPP is sleeping with underage girls. Who from the PPP is covering this up? Oh my gosh, I'm sure it's Ali. No, it's Jaglio. I'm certain it's Anil Nandala. Oh no, Nigel Dharamlal. Dharamlal. After all, he was accused of rape, right? So maybe it's him. This is the diaper sort. She's social service. I don't think so. Maybe it's Sonia Parag. I am a 100% it's Onij Waldron, Home Affairs Minister. That's why people tune in, because they want to know whose name will be called. Which cabinet minister, which friend of Irfan Ali is covering up accusations about imprisonment of girls, underage girls, by some black man who professed to be a PPP member or supporter. And look where he ran. The black man who is allegedly a PPP supporter is supposed to be credible. He ran to the PNC for help. All the time he's with the PPP. But in this sense, when he got himself in trouble and he realized the PPP is not going to stand for nonsense, he ran to the only people he knows would have his back. The corrupt, immoral perverts from the PNC. Not even Azruddin Mohammed. Azruddin Mohammed wasn't interested in that. What? Girls? Ah, shit. We're all men, man. Every man wants to fuck a little girl. So Azruddin didn't bother with that. Dexter Todd took it up because, from what I heard, he doesn't like girls. He doesn't like girls. Because if he liked girls, he himself wouldn't bother with it. Because he's like, well, before they take a cucumber and fuck themselves, they go give the pussy to some guy, some older guy gets some money, and maybe somebody's jealous of it. And he's like, hey, look, that guy is fucking a 13-year-old. Because he didn't get the 13-year-old himself. So he's jealous. He wants to leak. He wants to be the Edward Snowden, Julian Assange. I need to break it down for the average guy. Needs to understand. These guys are just full of shit. That's what's breaking news. He came out with his gang of gays on a live stream to talk about some black man who slimed under the PPP from the PNC and try to leak information that is not there about some ring, some house with underage girls that can't be substantiated, can't be justified. And they got 20 people to come out and protest. And who are the 20 people? The man's wife, children, cousins, relatives, with Todd and Mahipal, and they think this is going to make them look good. They'll get votes. Oh, we care about the black people. Police brutality. You see what the police is doing? Irfan Ali took his phone and called somebody from the station to say, hey, lock him up. Don't let him go and talk about this pedophile ring. Lock him up. So folks, Guyanese, you need to come out and support this black guy who gives services to the PPP. And he couldn't stay back and see this happen to girls. After all, those of you who have daughters would not want strange men to be fucking your daughters. Let me ask some of you idiots something. All them girls that you fucked in your life, weren't they somebody's daughters? All them women that you drugged just to get the pussy, weren't they somebody's daughter? They were, right? I mean, the women that you have children with, that you even raise the kids, they're somebody's daughters. You fucked them, used them, left them. Suddenly you care about people's daughters? What are you talking about? If this happened to my daughters, who do you think will fuck your daughters, brother? Strange men will. Strange men will fuck your daughters. You may never know. So cut this crap. I understand you need attention. Any little thing you can find to attack President Ali, attack the PPP, you're going to use it. You're going to amplify it. We get that. But for you, the average citizen, use your common sense, man. Don't be excited. Oh my gosh. Some house with underage girls. When they talk about underage girls in that context, it's below 18. Below 18. 17, 16, 18, that age group. That's what they call underage girls. Because the law decided. The law. But those girls, they make the decisions. So if they want to put a price on their pussy, they put a price on their pussy. The men who don't get them because they can't afford them, they're the ones who talk because of jealousy. But if they can afford these same underage girls, they would fuck them too. But they can't afford them. They don't have what it takes, the swag, to get those girls. So they're jealous of the men who have access, who the girls are throwing themselves at. They're jealous of those men. And they come out and try to paint a picture that these powerful men in the PPP or powerful men in society only fucking around little girls. Every man does it. Every man does it. Okay? That's one thing I would never do. Judge a man on the choices his dick makes. I wouldn't do that. I'm against forcible sex on any being. When you are going to have sex with someone, you must get their consent. Consent. The same way a girl can choose what she wants to eat, she can choose who she wants to fuck. It's her body, her choice. You don't force it, she decides. So don't expect me and my platform to push this bullshit that these assholes are pushing to try to say that it's a cover-up, a PPP cover-up with men who sleep around with. Since I'm a boy, as a matter of fact, let me give you a little history here, which is personal, close to home. It's a habit. I have 6 siblings, myself and 5 others. Should have been 7. My eldest brother passed away just a few months after he was born, based on what I was told. After him came my eldest sister. My father was in his 30s, I think, or late 20s. I have to get that fact correct, but I stand corrected. My mother, who is a retired professional, teacher, educated, she's now retired, raised 6 children. I'm one of them. While my father was, I need to get this correct, but from what I know, my mother was not 16 years yet when she married my father. She wasn't 16. And my father was in the discipline services. He was a law man. When my eldest brother, based on what I learned, was conceived, my mother wasn't 15 yet. Would you classify that as underage? You want to call my father a pedophile? Is that what you're telling me? By the time my mother was 18, she had all her kids. I mean, save for one that came later. Me, my brothers, my 2 sisters, before she was 18. She had all of us. My father was in his 30s, a law enforcement officer, married to a woman. You want to label my father? Label my mother? Oh, that was in Guyana. So you understand my position on these issues. That's my position on these issues. And if I had the power, if I had the necessary power to change legislations to this effect, I would legislate that a female, as long as that female begins her menstrual cycle, she's a woman. And as a woman, she has the right to decide her activities as a woman. Because if she performs the act of sex with an adult male, she can conceive. Not forced conception, natural conception. And she can bring forth children as early as 12. That is nature's law. And if I had any way to impact social law, I wouldn't subject any female to a life of misery and fruits before she can engage in sexual activities that is natural to her biology. I won't do that. I'll change the laws. And I'll say if she's having her period, she's at the age of consent. Period decides that. I'm saying this on international stage. I'm saying this. You understand? Because like I said, if there was any merit to all these claims, child pregnancy, teenage pregnancy, all of these things can go wrong with the fetus. If there was any merit to that, besides medical, theoretical, and things that debunk all of that bullshit, I am a living example today. A living example. My mental capacity is perfect. I mean, my last book is here. It means my brain is functioning well all my life. To have been born from the womb of a woman who didn't turn 16 yet. I came from that womb. And from the seed of a man who was in his 30s. I'm a product of that union. So tell me, where does pedophile or child molester fit in that equation? Tell me that. Prove to me that my parents defied the laws of nature. Prove to me. You can't, because a lot of you came from the same union. A lot of you. So Dexter Todd, the continent that you celebrate so much, look at how they engage in social issues there. Look at how they do it. I want to leave you with this. Your opposition leader, your accidental opposition leader, has used up all of the propaganda and the lies he could find. And he is now boldly saying that from the 1 trillion plus budget, you can see no development in Guyana, no infrastructure development, nothing visible that you can identify that Irfan Ali has done to Guyana, no infrastructure. Your opposition leader has taken that position now. That's how desperate he is. And what is even depressing, there are Guyanese living in Guyana who is sharing that narrative, who is pushing and commenting and validating that claim that Guyana is a shithole country and nothing is happening there. They're living on the ground in Guyana. They are so emboldened that they can come on the president's page, in the comment section on the president's page, under the president's post, to threaten the life of the president because of the opposition leader that they follow, repeating the same lies from the opposition leader. No infrastructure development, all these billions are stolen, Guyana is not developing, nothing is being built. Yeah. They're living in Guyana. They're enjoying Guyana. And because of their blindness, their ignorance, their stupidity, they're going on President Irfan Ali's official Facebook page to threaten his life. Oh, black people. Did I say that? Niggers. Not black people. These are niggers. "50 Shades of Black." But nigger is not one of them. Azruddin Mohammed, Guyanese know you're lying. Unfortunately, they're gullible. Some are gullible. So they share your stuff and they're like, yes, it's true. But to the rest of you who understands and you stand for truth, you stand for what is right, you live in that country. You drive on the roads. You partake in the public scenery. You see the beauty of your country. You are proud of your neighborhoods. You are proud of your ministries, your schools. You are proud of your country. You have seen for the past 6 years development that no other country has seen in that time factor. The development of Guyana for the past 6 years surpassed any country for the same time under the same resources in the world. What Irfan Ali has done in 6 years, countries that have access to oil and mineral resources, it took them 10, 15, 20 years to see that development. Irfan did it in 6 years on a small budget. And this lunatic is telling people nothing is happening in Guyana when he is driving on the same roads that Irfan built. He is enjoying the facility in a country that Irfan made possible. I hope they get that guy, that whatever name he is, Lion some shit. You have the technology to find these people. Get them, lock him up. Lock him up. Let Dexter Todd go and bail him. And Azruddin, you'll have your chance to enjoy a different country with a different scenery. Since you have not seen anything in Guyana that is worth talking about in terms of development, drive past Barajagdir Bridge. Stay in the interior where you are. Stay there. There are a lot of bushes for you to hide. Next week, I'm sure you can cross over to Venezuela. We don't hear from your father. I guess he's already there. He has fled the jurisdiction. You are making your final arrangements to cross the borders to Venezuela. But America also has Venezuela, so they'll get you there. I don't know which country you'll go, because in Latin America, the American has access to all the countries. So wherever you decide to escape, they'll find you. In the meantime, your eyes have not seen the beauty of Guyana. That's on you. Stay amongst the trees, the clay dams, the high river, the Amerindian little girls that you seem to like. Stay there for the next week. Then you don't have to be bitter and jealous of the fact that other people are a part of the program. The contractors, the builders, they are a part of the beautification of Guyana and you're not cashing in on that, stay in the bush and it won't affect you. Stay off social media, do your thing, you post, but don't go on the president's page or the Ministry of Public Works page and to see all the developments. No, stay away from that. It's going to affect you. It's going to eat away on you, Mohammed. Don't look at it. Keep believing what you are believing. Keep telling yourself nothing is happening in Guyana, no development, no infrastructure, no cash grants. People are poor, starving. It is good for you to stay in the interior, in the communities there that enjoy how they live. And you can convince yourself and them, indeed, where they're living, there are no asphalt roads, skyscrapers and hotels, and there are none of that there. There are trees, black water, some gold pits, young Amerindian girls. Nobody would call you a pedophile there, because that's a culture, that's their culture too. Let them tell you. Oh yeah, they don't have age division there. They also do the same thing. If period comes, you can fuck. It's an Amerindian thing. So you will feel at home. Take Dexter Todd with you. He'll enjoy the company. Now, I've never seen a gay Amerindian. I'm serious. I think the men like pussy. I've never seen an Amerindian woman who's a lesbian. Susan Rodriguez. Maybe she's the first. But I've never seen any lesbian Amerindian woman, never. Or gay Amerindian man. They're all straight. You would think the population would be larger because they fuck all the time. But that's Azruddin's camp. That's his, those are his people. So next week, or before the end of the month, we shall see how many of them will come out and protest for him, take a bullet for him, fight the extradition for him. We'll see. But we will hear from the CCJ, according to my sources. And I trust my sources, because my sources also told me that Hannah Mohammed is a bitch. And I trust them because she has demonstrated to us that she is a bitch. However, I have covered all what I need to cover for today. And again, I want to thank all the people who stood besides me. Encouragement, especially my manager, person who manages all my affairs, Budram. I want to thank the person, all the donors. They wish to remain anonymous. I respect that. But I'll say this. The people who have made all these books possible are Indo-Guyanese. I'm not the person who would keep certain secrets because I'm trying to be politically correct. It's a fact. It's a matter of fact. I'm beating around the bush. It's factual. Factual is, if it was not for the support, not financial support, encouragement, moral support, coaching, academic support of Indo-Guyanese at home and in the diaspora, I would not have completed the 8-part series, Prince Ali and the President. It would not have been possible. They made it possible. So I need to recognize that. And I have recognized that. So this is the final copy. The other series, the other volume manuscripts can wait. But this is the Prince Ali and the President from volume 1 to volume 8. It's finished. It's online. Amazon is publishing it, has published it. And they are available on Amazon. I don't determine the price. The prices are recommended and I go along with it. The main thing is that they're out there. And it's for you now, the public, to buy copies, support it. and be a part of what we do. So thank you to all the persons who have been there, who supported it. I would have wished that I can extend my gratitude to Afro-Guyanese, but I can't make stuff up. I've never received support from Black people. Never. So I can't fake it. I can't pretend that they have. They never supported me. In my life, it never happened. If it was not for Indians, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't. You see? I'm getting emotional already. It's true.